Okay, well, hopefully we have okay audio. So today I'm going to do a little bit more testing with the 5070 Ti. Again, nothing. Whoa, that was a weird audio glitch. Anyway, nothing insanely exhaustive. Just you know, some game benchmarks here or there. But also, we're gonna stabilize the card. And you know, you can use the word stabilize for a lot of different meanings, but the meaning I mean is going to be to stabilize it physically. Alright, let me see. Let me find out where the hell is this camera. Alright, that's just the statistic things, so you can see what it's running at. Oh, and my own AirPod is a little bit too loud. Let me turn that down for me. Oh, here we go. We can use this one. Yeah, here we go. All right, so I just gotta clean this up real quick. Where's this main camera? Can we fit this to screen? Boom. Now we're gonna move all this other shit around. This one. Oh, it's so fucking laggy and glitchy. What the fuck? Alright, let's get rid of that. And then I don't know why this one's not showing. Oh, because it's under that one, duh. Alright, so if we needed it, that would be the table. I'm still getting double clicks. I changed my mouse and keyboard combo. Because I was getting, at first it was just mouse issues and wasn't keyboard issues. And I switched things out to a different mouse, and then I thought the double click was gone, but then my keyboard was like lagging and not working at all. So I went from a wireless keyboard to a wired keyboard, and now it also is causing issues. Actually, no, the keyboard is now working good, but then now the mouse, the different mouse is double clicking just like the other one was. So I don't actually know what the hell's going on. Alright, chat box. May or may not use that. I don't know. Let me just move all this shit around. What is this? Try to clean up some of this. Can we get this one? I can't even get a hold of some of this. Is so dumb when it does this. Alright, whatever, I don't care. Put that up there. And then let's get the white bot audio. Oh, I can adjust this one. Very good. Alright, that's important. Gotta give that shout out. I do in the descriptions and on my profiles wherever I stream at, but just in case anybody's wondering and they didn't see any of the other info, there it is. Now we're gonna move the flip-flop over here maybe. Yeah, let's switch out. Let's put the flip-flop in the corner, and then the peaking Jones. What? Why the fuck, man? Which one was it? Okay. Let's move this one. So that fan's kind of bright. Well, actually, no, wait. So the camera, when I do this, I'll probably have it like this. And sorry, it's just completely not the best camera in the world. It is a Razer camera, in case you're wondering. So I don't need to talk shit about Razer webcams, okay? I like them, but most of the time their drivers are buggy as hell. if it weren't for their driver issues, hardware usually is pretty good. Alright, so anyway, that's what we're going to try to attach to. This is dangerous. Another thing you should not do that I'm going to do, which is work on the hardware of your computer while it's on and plugged in. Well, first of all, to be on, it would have to be plugged in. But even if it was off, the safest thing to do is be unplugged and your power supply be drained, you know. But, you know, we all do varying levels of that, right? Okay, and what we're going to be using is one of these things that came with the card. Now it has two different versions of this part. This ruler looking part, whatever, right? And obviously that would just be for, like, depending on what your case, like how far away is your card from the bottom of your case, would, you know, whether or not you need this one, or they have another one which is a longer one, which would be more for like your taller cases, which would have your card obviously much higher. Let me see, does it lock in? I can't really show what I'm doing because of this dumb camera. Doesn't seem to lock in. It's probably a good thing. Right? Doesn't lock. Alright, and then so then this is the part that attaches to that with some of these, and then you have two screws for these parts that attach to the card like that, you know, on the end, and then this part with one thumb screw attaches to the stand mechanism. So I almost did this before stream. Like I was like, you know what, let me just put that in there, because the generic one that I have at the back, it feels a little unstable, so I'm not sure I'm gonna use. I'm not sure that's the best one to use. Alright, so it even has oh, my fingers are in the way, my fat finger. So there's this screws, there's two of these type of screws right there for mounting to the card, and then it has, I think they're washers, I don't think they're stickers for the top of this. I mean, they might be, but it has two of these for these two screws so that you can but it's white, but yet this is bright silver. Maybe it's a sticker and I have to peel it, but I'm gonna use it as a washer. Maybe it's to protect the case of the thing, so it doesn't scratch it up or something. I don't friggin' know. I don't know. But this is gonna be forgive my naughty language. This is gonna be a shit show. Me trying to freaking attach this thing. Is that a delivery yet? No? Okay. Thought I was getting a delivery, even though I don't remember ordering anything. Okay, and then the thumb screw, the way it works, this is actually the part it screws into. So, hopefully, hopefully it's sturdy enough, you know, for this setup here. Hold on. There you go. So something like that, I guess. Oh, sorry. So it's obvious when you get it. So this is just me, you know, killing time doing this on camera. It's pretty obvious how to handle it, where to put everything. I'm just throwing out random boring content at the moment. Okay. And so because this bracket itself is what the thumb screw screws into, you use it this direction. And I will see if, you know, it's gonna work in my case or not with these fans on the bottom. I'll see if it's gonna go top of things or what. And if I can get at least just one of those screws to help with the weight, that's plenty. Though obviously it won't look as nice. So I don't know. The heck, dude. Technically, I guess you could do it this other way too. Like, but this side, you can tell this side is the one that's made to go into the mount. But, you know, if for whatever reason the case calls for it, you could do it this way. You know, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. And then you probably also, with that in mind, you could technically do this the other way if you want. There's so much room for jank if you would like to jank it up like me. You have all the options, my friends. So you can put it this way as well. I think that's the way I'm gonna do it. Which, you know, it still uses the track to kind of stabilize it a little bit. But just feels like it was made to go the other way, technically speaking. So whatever. Let's see how that feels. I think that's how I'm gonna do it. Bum bum. Bum. Gee. Alright, don't know. I was expecting this to like snap in place, but it does. Mine doesn't. Maybe it's supposed to, but mine does not snap into place. And then what you have is this base can articulate, I guess. Is that the right word? So, you know, whatever. That way, you know, you get it whichever way you want it. There we go. So, let's see. Just gonna see how it handles being like this. Hope I don't hit a fan. 'Cause that always sends like a shock through me when I hit the fans with my fingers. Or any of the metal and shit. That would suck. What is that? Oh, that's a PCI cable. We don't want to fuck with that. Jones, be careful. Be careful, Jones. You must be careful, my friend. Alright, so if I put it there, I could technically put it like I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I can. There's 3 places for it to mount. So now all I need to do. Ow! See? Oh, did I get my knuckle? Oh, it's a good thing those fans were running slow. All right, so if I do it that way, I think I'm clear of those PCI cables. That shouldn't be a problem at all. So, I think we're good. I think we are pretty dang good. Ladies and folks. Folks and ladies. Gentlemen and dudettes. Duders, one and all. And today, depending on how things go with the testing, we may break out some good wine. Some good vino. We might celebrate. Who knows? Dun, 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 dun. When you say stabilize, you just mean the bracket on it? Yeah. Yo, what's up? What's up, Born Joker? Yeah. That's why I did the, can we stabilize it? And then at the very end, yes, we can. Because it's kind of like a Bob the Builder reference. I am going to do testing. So if, you know, and I'm using studio drivers. So we're going to see. Yesterday it did not affect us that much on 3D Mark. Like even with I did 3D Mark tests. I'm streaming from the PC. And I'm using studio drivers, and this thing was still scoring fairly good under those circumstances. So but we shall see if that is a problem or not. Dun, dun. Now, will this hide behind that? I'm trying to hide most of this thing from view. And I'm hoping I don't smash my knuckle into a fan again, because that kind of sucked. Well, that doesn't hide that at all. Whatever. It's janky enough. Who cares? Who cares, Jones? You didn't care about all the other jank you put on it. Why are you starting to care now? Okay, where is the... Thanks for coming by. Okay, where the fuck? Oh, I can't friggin' see the, I can't see the hole, man. I know, don't do this. Do not do this. Oh man, this is a recipe for disaster in so many ways. Like, I could short something out. This thing could like go into a fan. Like, what if I dropped one of these screws into the fans on the bottom there, and then it like flung out right into my face? That's, yeah. Danger, danger, Will Robinson levels of mess up. Okay, where is my... And you know, let's just keep making it worse. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my screwdriver in here too. Okay. There, that is more sturdy than the other thing was. There. Pretty stable now. Look at that. Okay, don't do that either. Yay. This is, you know, when you're impatient, bad things happen. Sometimes you're lucky and it emboldens you to do it more and more and more. But everyone's luck runs out eventually. Okay. And you know, just a heads up if you're interested in this specific card or whatever. This bracket, there's different heights for this this bar, and it adjusts pretty good, and you could probably hide it way better than that. You know what I mean? So it's designed pretty well, the way it goes to the card and everything. But for me, I think it'll serve its purpose for me when I end up like pulling cards out of this build a lot, just because I'm always tinkering with it. So I don't mind it kind of, you know, not being too hidden. That's okay for me. All right. Now we can probably try some, let's try some 3D Mark, just to see if today we're just as stable as we were yesterday, and then we can just do some game benches. Where's my Steam at? Yeah, we'll pull up 3D Mark first. And then I'll switch the view. Dude, you're not lying, man. This thing, I don't understand. I can't really... I have a 5080 that this is bigger than the 5080 I have, which is just, to me, that's just wild. But the 5080 is tucked in a build. It's actually up here. The 5080 is up in that build, but it's like kind of tucked in. And I don't want to uninstall it, but I don't know. Suffice it to say that the 5080, oh, and hello internet, in case you see me. But the 5080 up there is only a 2.5 slot. That specific one, I guess, is for like small form factor style builds. But this one is a 3.5 slot. That's crazy. Let me pull the chat kind of window. Maybe I'll make that a little bit bigger. I probably have to put a background on it. It's hard to get chat stuff to show up on this. I'm going to be changing scenes anyway, so kind of reference do I have? I have a 5070 PNY here that still doesn't really, you know, it's still hard to like show, because, you know, this one's closer to the camera, you know what I mean? So and then, you know, for old school purposes, not super old school obviously, but I have a 1080 Ti here, reference, right? And these used to be considered like, you know, this was kind of hefty card for a reference model card. This was like, wow, that's pretty hefty. But just, you know, obviously nothing close to the Aero Gigabyte with the oozing thermal gel. Alright, let's see if I can capture. See if my desktop will capture here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we don't need the battery backup on there because that's for a different build. Where's that camera at? Bloop. And then the picture. Where's the fucking stargazer shit? Okay, this one I can kind of pull up a little bit and then kind of aim it. So what I want to do is I want to capture on stream during my testing if this 12 volt high power adapter, if it starts smoking and melting, I want to capture it on the stream, or if the cable or anything. So I'm gonna try to line it up for that for that shot. Yeah, dude, man, so many people have come in and I think all of us think that's one of the GOATs, the 1080 Ti. It deserves its place in history as one of the good boys. All right, let's make sure with the time spy run. Let's hope that everything's still running okay. So let's throw extreme at it. I don't think I changed any settings or anything, so everything should be pretty much the same as yesterday. They only use like 300 watts. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's usually the 5090s, 4090s, and some 5080s, like some of the beefier boys out there. Dun, 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 dun. Though if I was a dummy, which I am sometimes, and this isn't plugged all the way in, I'm sure I could still cause something horrible to happen, and I just hope. I'm always checking it, and that's probably not good either, because I'm always paranoid. So I'm always like checking, is it like in there? Is it getting hot? Oh no. I know the 5080, the 12 volt high power cable on that, like the connector right on it gets hot. So I added heat sinks to it. Which in fact, I'll show that. This is, oh no, I got transparency on. Well, anyway, you can kind of tell. I put some RAM sinks on it. I promise there's no vapor or smoke in my house, I promise. That's just a stupid transparency effect I put on and forgot to turn off. Oh, when it struggles to keep up? Yeah, that makes sense. Because I think, yeah, I think you have a point. Because I think most of the ones I've seen, I kind of felt like the people were using power supplies that felt like they were just on the borderline of what that specific GPU should have. You know, like I remember seeing one was with a 5090, and they had like an older kind of a, you know, lower priced brand 1000 watt, and I thought to myself, I was like, no, there's no way I would trust that specific power supply with a 5090 ever. So I think you're right. That's a good point. Oh, let me move that. I can't while it's running. So we're averaging maybe between 90 to 100. Sometimes it drops into the 70s on the FPS right now. But the drops to 70s are pretty brief. That moment we even hit the 60s, it looks like. It does pretty good for, like I said, I'm streaming on the system that I'm testing right now. And I haven't overclocked it. I haven't done any fan curves, just whatever performance mode fan curves are. Yep. Yeah, I like how you put that. I'm gonna keep that in mind when I look at the reports of the melting cables. That is probably one of the most main reasons. Obviously, there's probably people also that just did not plug it in at all good. So that probably exists as well. But those lower tier power supplies are probably like freaking out when they get those spikes from the 5090s and 4090s. And then some of the heat from this I know is probably from the actual card itself and not like power going through it necessarily. This card I can touch. Like no matter what it's doing, it doesn't burn me so far. This is a very cool running card, you know. The fact that obviously it's a 5070 Ti and not like a 80 or a 90. And it has a massive cooler. And it is not specifically the most, you know, factory overclocked 5070 Ti there is. So that helps it too. But it's just amazing how cool this runs cooler than the 5070 PNY does. It's amazing. That 5080 will burn you. It will put like, you know, low tier first degree burns or something on you. That 5080 is, in my opinion. I mean, you know, I guess it depends on if, you know, maybe my fingers were like nicked up from cutting, you know, cutting wood or something the other day. So it looks like, yeah, you know, like I said, streaming at the same time is hurting my scores, I'm pretty sure. So 12,137 versus most of the mainstream scores are around 13,500, and then the best scores are hitting like the 15,000s. So make it water cooled. Yeah, I'm seriously debating it. I am. I haven't done too much shopping as far as like if there's any water blocks. The specific 5080 I have is the Zotac solid core. So that's like their lower tier. It's basically their smallest 5080, if I remember correctly, unless they've made a smaller one I don't know about. So I'd have to look to see if there's any you know, reasonably priced water blocks out there to mess with. Right, so I think it's okay. We'll throw some game tests at it here. Let's do Cyberpunk next, I guess. Before I do that, let me turn on this one so I can start typing in the scores into my spreadsheet. Ding, ding, ding. Like building, dude, we're like on the same level here. That's, you know, I'm the same way. Like sometimes I'll build a PC, and then the most I do with it is like test it. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's so fun to build them. Alright, let me see. Gotta get 5,000 startup apps. Get the heck out of here. Alright, where is my spreadsheet? Okay, and then I need my chat over here, because sometimes I miss chat when I'm looking at too many fucking monitors that don't have the chat on them. Wait, come on. Do. Oh no, Oblivion got censored. Alright, let me save that to watch later. Alright, let me see here. Where is my chat? Live, yes. Come on. Alright, there we go. Like going and optimizing and removing the bloatware and making sure it's perfect. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, talking about like optimization and then back to me saying stable lies, which was lies about stabilize in a way. I'm super impressed with the studio drivers. They worked really well on the 5070, which was what I had in this build before I got this 5070 Ti. And now, so far, knock on wood, they are working really well with this one. Where is my... How do you freaking share this shit? Oh, copy link. Yes, that's fine. And where's my chat? Welcome to... Where is it? Okay, so messy spread sheet of confusion for any who want to follow along. Alright, I probably can't even fit the link in here. Paste? Oh, I can. Alright. Right on. Alright, so go ahead and copy that because I'll put it on Twitch too. And then we'll pin it. Boom. Okay, then we go over here, Twitch it. Stream manager. Now I don't need to see my own stream. Paste it. Chat it. Pin it. Till the stream is gone. Yay. Alright, cool. Alright, so what was today's score? 12 something for Time Spy Extreme. Time Spy Extreme 12. Let me go back in time real quick. There we go. So the score was 12,137. Main score. And then the graphics was 12,299. 12,299. Then the CPU score was 11,298. 298. And oh, I neglected to even look at the temps, but whatever. I'm sure the temps were pretty similar. 62 to 66 is what they were yesterday on that. The highest that they got to, at least. Alright, what else we got? Let's try maybe Wukong. No, Cyberpunk. Let's do Cyberpunk. That's what I was going to do anyway. Cyberpunk. This is confusing. I have to figure out what settings to throw at this thing in Cyberpunk. And then I forgot to turn on the NVIDIA overlay. I guess it doesn't matter because I'm just going to use the benchmark Not really gonna play Cyberpunk. Oh yeah, that sounds like a good build, man. Yeah, I was impressed by the 5070 as well. Honestly, I really think Nvidia really screwed up with their marketing and got, you know, and that kind of hurt the 5070 in my opinion. Why is it going? I don't want that advertisement. Why did it throw that at me? I don't fucking care. I just want to play my game. I hate these launchers. The only launchers I like is like stuff like some of the old like Elder Scrolls games or like Tomb Raider, where the launcher is there for you to tweak the graphic settings before you launch the game. I like those kind of launchers. I don't like these throwing 5 different games at me, you know, all kinds of advertisement launchers. I don't like that shit. Yeah, everyone hated it. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, with the 4090 performance thing, like they basically made enemies from the get.
Good morning, Night City.
Yes, thank you. Yes, great, whoopee. Alright, skip that. No, what settings should we use on this? So my streaming build is mostly like 1080 monitors, so I don't know what we're gonna be pushing here. It's gonna be kind of weird. What the fuck? Let's see video first. Maybe if I put it in borderless windowed, will it let me push it higher resolution? Maybe? It's gonna like stretch over all my monitors though, right? Or will it shrink to fit? I just want to try to render it. Yeah, that sucks, dude. What about full screen? Will that force it to run? Ooh, there we go. We could do full screen. Build to sell. Okay. Dude, I've dabbled in that a little bit as well. I have a huge problem when it comes to like business style, like bargaining powers. Like as far as selling, like I'm a much better bargainer when I'm like buying something. You know, I do a little bit of haggling, all that kind of stuff. That's fine. But like when it comes to the selling end of it, I don't know. Especially since most of my experience has been like building stuff for either friends or family. So. Alright, I've got to turn this down. Why is it so freaking loud? Let's turn this down to 45. Sorry, can you hear me now? Maybe it didn't go on to stream that loud, but it was loud for my headphones. Sorry, I keep banging the mic. Maybe I should switch to this other one. I won't bang it around so much. Yeah, definitely. If you can at least get, you know, a little bit more than your money back, that's like something to build on. And you just, you know, you just keep adding kind of more and more as you go. The next cell, you kind of figure it out more and more. And then I know it would probably be easier for me to ask, you know, what a you know, a built PC would actually supposed to cost to someone else if I did it like in an online way. But man, that's also messy too, trying to ship things, especially freaking giant PCs, and then people claim that they didn't get it, or they claim that the thing was broken, and you know, so then you're like, did I get enough insurance on the shipping? I don't freaking know. That's just, it is tough, man. Alright, so it claims that it's kind of running it in 4K. I don't know if that's true, but whatever. Well, this is not super professional. If you can't tell already, you should be able to tell that we're just fucking around. I'm gonna leave ray tracing off for the first test. Then we'll test it with ray tracing after that. I don't think, do I have any? I don't have any of that DLSS stuff on, do I? No scaling, okay. No frame gen, okay, cool. Alright, I think that's not a bad thing. So we're at 4K. Our graphics settings. Let's pick something instead of custom. Let me try something like no ray tracing. Like ultra maybe. Let's just go to the higher end. Why is it when I try to do this, I have to have this? Like, I want a preset that is without that. Is that possible? You know what, screw it. Just so I can fucking reference it for other people, I'm just gonna do whatever. This is what Ultra does when I do it. And then all this stayed the same. So I'm not gonna touch anything. I'm gonna let it do what it does. And let's restart the game just in case, because God knows sometimes these damn things don't apply that shit. Lots of people around, so I don't have to worry about shipping. Oh, good, good. I think it's gonna be perfect. And I can sell them for 15 or less. Yeah, I think that is a bang on good system idea. This particular build is a 7950X3D. It wasn't my pick for streaming, because technically personally I don't think it's the best for this type of use case. But like mixing in gaming and stuff, it helps a little bit. To have both X3D side, but then also another side of it that I'm hoping it helps with like the OBS and stuff like that a little bit. And the 5070 did really well, because I was using it on the stream build for a good bit. Alright, let's see if our settings stuck. Oh really? Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know. I even dabbled, like at one time I was doing like for, you know, smaller type stuff, but still like electronics, GPUs, you know, consoles, things like that. I was selling things like that a little bit on both Amazon and eBay for a little bit. But the thing that broke me was I sold one of those old NVIDIA Shield, the handheld NVIDIA Shield consoles with the screen. You know, it's like a controller and then the screen flips up. I sold one of those, and I thought everything was good. I gave it a fair price. It was picked up immediately, right? And then literally last day of the return window, I got a notification saying that it was being returned because it was defective. And when I got it back, the controller had scratches, and there was what appeared to be like food grease, like somebody was eating chicken wings, was like all over it. And I was like, no, I'm fucking done. I'm not doing this anymore. I can't believe that people can do this to, you know, small time third party sellers like me. I was just so upset. I couldn't stomach it. And I have not sold anything like that ever since then. And that was like a couple years ago. They even had their account still on it. Like, it was crazy. I know they used it for that whole month. And, I don't know. Just to be an asshole, I guess. Maybe they fucking didn't like that they accidentally got grease on it or whatever they did. So they figured they would just return it and try to buy another one from someone else. I don't freaking know, man. Yeah, I wouldn't either. It's so stupid when people do that. You can't freaking... People take advantage of you hardcore. Alright, let's get this benchmark. Wait. Why does it say custom again? Excuse me. I freaking said ultra. What the fuck? What is going on here? Why do we have... Alright, whatever. So ultra says it's using FSR. I don't know why. Whatever. I'm probably going to turn the cyberpunk music off in a little bit because it's like annoying me. Yeah. I was so mad. I didn't do anything, and I don't condone this kind of thing. But because they are obviously an asshole type of person, and they were dumb enough to send it back to me with it had this person's Google account still on it. They didn't wipe it. Like, what a dummy. So I screenshot it and took pictures for myself of all of their account stuff, just in case they try to do something more than just, like just a normal return. Like maybe like say that like they left me a bad review or something like that. They did not. But to this day, I still have that person's information, just in case. Okay, so we were averaging 68-ish FPS. Okay, pretty cool. The preset we used was Ultra, and it, for whatever reason, used FSR 2.1. So let me record these as... I don't even know how to put this into my freaking spreadsheet. What were we in? Full screen? Full screen. Okay. Let me see here. Borderlands, yada 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 yada. What would this compare to? Let's see. We got DLSS off. No. Ultra. Yeah. So this would compare to kind of Ultra, but with FSR. So. Dude, what a fucking mess. How am I gonna see through all this shit? Ultra, but with FS. What did I just press? That is not even close to what I want. What the fuck, dude? Yeah, it's just some people, you know, some people don't have like respect. But oh well, we made it. We're okay now. Now this makes no sense. Full screen. I'm about to scrub all of my Cyberpunk test results because none of this makes any fucking sense at all. What the hell? Dude. You know what? Let me go back and try. We're not even going to use those results because those don't make sense to me. Let's just do DLSS off, max settings, and ray tracing all on. Let's do that. The hell with the rest of this. Alright, let's get sound. Turn all the volume off on this game. There we go. Cool. Now, graphics. See, I believe what I was doing on these others was 1440. Is that even a thing on this dumb thing? I don't know. Let's turn scaling off. Ultra. This is garbage. The way they have this set up. I don't know what is up with Cyberpunk. Let me turn off scaling, off frame gen, texture quality high. Let's turn all the ray tracing on. Oh man, this might melt something. Ray traced lighting. Yeah, whatever. Psycho. Do it. Do it. Hey, do it. Hey, do it. I think the rest is... Wait, why is it only on high? Oh, that's as far as it goes. Never mind. Apply. Oh, I guess some of these things I can't turn on. That's fine. Whatever. So we do have ray tracing, path tracing. We have that on. Okay. But we don't have everything I thought I could turn on. But that's fine. Who cares? Okay. Let's go. For me, mostly this is going to be the heaviest thing it's going to do is streaming. So... but I am curious, does it make any, does it have any coil line? I don't hear any like squealing, like coil line. And the fans, I think the fans are okay. Good. I'll have to try something that does higher frame rates to see if it causes the coil whine to happen. Oh yeah, 'cause you can like divide it up. Like one. That's pretty cool. Alright, there we go. So, you know, path traced, ray tracing, you know, not the easiest thing to run, I guess. Let's see here. Yep, so we did DLSS off, max settings, ray tracing all on. So that's where we're at here. We got 14.56. Oh, am I typing? Yeah, I'm typing on the wrong freaking keyboard. 0.56. 64 gigs of VRAM. Damn. That'd be nuts. Yeah, what you need is like one 5090 and well actually no, you need two 5090s and then you need like one, I don't know, what's a good era, like a 1080 Ti maybe, or maybe a like a 3080 or something to run physics for the 32-bit stuff. So technically you need 3 GPUs, my guy. Yeah, definitely. Min frames 1228. Dude, stop typing on the wrong keyboard, Jones. Okay. Max frames were 18.13. So running 4K and full path ray tracing was probably not something you're going to do with this card. Time 6819. Then we got 993 total frames. Whoa, really? That's all we did? At 4K. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, well might as well do the 3090. Good point. So two 5090s for the game and the ray tracing stuff. And then throw in that 3090. That's going to cover you for any of the you know, the older physics stuff, or you know, whatever. There might be other things you throw into that, whatever. That'd be sick. I mean, you'd need like a freaking Threadripper for all the lanes that you'd want. I guess it's not the end of the world. In some of my testing, the x8 hasn't been too big a deal on either PCI 4.0 and definitely not a big deal on 5.0. But I haven't really noticed a huge difference when I've fucked around with x8. It's still 10 on that? Oh gosh. Holy shit. What are we gonna do, man? What the heck are we gonna do? You need like a mining farm of 5090s just for the freaking path ray tracing. That's fucked. I wonder if like the what are those other cards, like the 6000s, those Blackwell GPUs, I wonder if those, even though you know they're made for like workstation type stuff and pure AI type stuff, I wonder if those handle ray tracing better. They probably don't handle gaming better, but I just wonder if they could like be used in combination with the 5090 or something. Yeah, could you imagine just like buying, I saw on Amazon you can get these test bench PC cases, you know, the open ones that are stackable. Like just getting like 10 of those, you know, to stack out like, I don't know, something like 60 5090s. I don't fucking know. Like 6 5090s per system, per level. What the heck? Talking like ballers of the world, man. Alright, let's see if it saw everything correctly. System specs. Yep, it sees the 5070 Ti. I think that's the newest version of the game, 221. It sees the 7950 X3D. Again, we're on studio drivers, so that's probably also slightly affecting scores. Windows 11 Pro. Alright, you know, you don't need the path tracing of the rays, Jones. So if we turn that off, it'd probably be very quite playable. Oh, I keep thinking I'm going to get a delivery. It's a ton of like delivery stuff happening today. It's kind of odd. Alright, video. You know what? What if we run it at 1080? You know, I don't condone this fully. Can we leave everything else the same and just dropping to 1080? Can we get into the 30s? Probably not, but let's see. Let's see if we can get into the 30s. Just by sacrificing some resolution. Oh yeah? Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. Bum, 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 bum. Oh fuck. We'll have to make sure ray tracing is still on. But 40s? Okay. So for, you know, if I play this on like a smaller monitor, you know, 1080, like, and actually for me sometimes I'm okay with 1080 as long as the monitor is a very good monitor. Like some of my OLED monitors, I don't mind setting things to 1080. It still looks pretty damn good because of the way the colors are so vibrant. That's cool. Yeah, I could probably fuck with that. I think I'd be okay with that. And then for, you know, right now I don't think I have G-Sync or anything like that on. But like playing, I would probably like throw G-Sync on, that way I don't get any of the lines and tearing. Yeah, I'd fuck with that. Do I have G-Sync on? I can't even. V-Sync is off. I think also G-Sync is off as well, but anyway. Yeah, that is, to me, that's doable. Yeah, I could be alright with that. Yeah, me too. Me too. Spent a ton of time on, like, well, technically, we also had to experience, there were certain consoles that it wasn't technically 1080, right? You know, we were getting 30 FPS, but then it was like 1080, kind of some kind of weird upscaling, so it was technically like 720 or 800 or whatever the frick it was, right? So I agree with you. It's like all eye candy for me. You know, I won't deny that 4K looks insane when you have a system that can run it with, you know, good settings. But a lot of times when I get into games, I care a lot more about the frame rate for some reason. So I definitely will kind of turn that part down. And so because of that, the 30 FPS kind of feels, I can feel it sometimes, but it all depends on the game, obviously. Like some games I don't really notice it. Like I still play stuff on Gen 1, like the first generation Switch, before the OLED and all that. And depending on the game, you know, and how they've, you know, tweaked the colors and stuff, I mean, some of that stuff still looks damn good to me. And it's only got more that way the worse my eyes get, so to speak. Matter of fact, I should be wearing my glasses. Where the hell are they? Well, oh, here they are. Alright, that's better. Okay, let's see. I don't think I need to record that. We'll just move on. So Cyberpunk, you can definitely tweak your way to some good settings here and good graphics. Even with the ray tracing on, we were still able to get the 48s as an average FPS. And if you're not crazy about ray tracing, or you don't really care, yeah, you're gonna smash into the 60s, no problem. Let's get out of there. Right, yeah, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, exactly, Born. You know, something like racing, maybe like Doom or something where I'm like really like, I'm trying to feel the fast gameplay, that kind of shit. So yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Dun, dun, dun. Alright, next one we'll look at. Speaking of racing, let's throw an old dirt rally, which just fucking destroyed all of my. Really? Dirt? You're gonna do this? You're gonna fuck with me like this, Dirt? Why? Multi-monitor setups, man, are pain in the ass sometimes here. Let me see. How do I fix this? Let's go to options, graphics, would 4K fix it? Really? No way. Let's see. Would you like to accept? Okay, whatever. No. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to go back down to 1080. Let's see if it fixes itself just by going back to that normal. Still doesn't work. Let me turn full screen off. Maybe. Would you like, yeah, keep it. Hold on, let's see. Maybe if hold on, let's put this, we'll just do it windowed. So hopefully I can get the whole thing on the screen here. And then we got, okay, did my chat stuff go where it's supposed to be? Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so let's go back to, alright, so video mode, some kind of custom, I don't really know. Aspect auto, refresh, yeah, I guess, whatever. That's probably going to screw up the results a little, but who cares. Ultra, quality, yeah, we'll leave all that. Benchmark mode, loop, nope, don't need to loop it. And then okay. USB board looks. USB to HDMI. No way. Okay, shit. That's something I might experiment with myself. You're talking about like USB-C cables and stuff, or like input on the monitor. Wow, this is pretty loud too. Let me try to turn it down. Oh really? That's cool, man. Do you like more arcadey style racing or sim racing or a little bit of both? Oh, okay. Damn. That's crazy. Yeah, maybe it helps with like somehow with like the compression or maybe responsiveness or something. Both? Cool. Yeah, I like racing games. It's just I don't know, I just don't have the like responsive time for it or whatever, or like or it's not so much that, it's just like the vision of like lining it up. Like I've done a little bit of you know, like track stuff in real life. You know, nothing major, just, you know, fun, just for fun. So, you know, technically IRL I can kind of drive, you know, in a racing style, but like for some reason it's difficult to translate that into like the gaming simulation. But I love it a lot. I used to get into MotoGP motorcycle racing games, like all the way back to the original Xbox. That was my jam, and those I just brute forced my way to learning how to play those pretty good, you know. But generally I struggle with the racing games quite a bit. Ones they sell to high-end companies don't even have ports, they just use better connectors. Oh, oh shit. So he's using he's using some serious stuff, man. All right. Heck nah. All right, let me see dirt. Let's just go ahead and record. What the heck did this thing do? Dude, it like did more frames than the 5080. That's kind of weird. Might be the drivers, man. Because the drivers on the at the time I was, what did I use? I did, let's see, 572.83. I mean, those are supposed to be fairly stable, but they still had trouble on some of the 5000 cards. And now I'm testing on the studio drivers of whatever those newest studio drivers are. Let's see, 6.4, because this is doing a higher score on this old game than the 5080 did. Three 14.55, 314.55. Could it be thermal throttle? Oh yeah, that's true. Could be that as well. Yeah, I have a whole lot of retests to do on the 5080. And on the retest, I'm gonna be applying some fan curves to like kick in better and sooner. So yeah, definitely, that could be it, because it does get hot. That boy gets hot, man. Let's see, 192.41 max FPS. Oh, 420, nice. 420.40. Because the next set of testing I'm doing for the 5080 will be, because now I have it with the 9950X3D instead of the 7950X3D. So that obviously is going to skew the results probably in favor of it doing better than it did before. But I'm also gonna keep an eye on the temperatures, because I'm gonna be turning on those fans a lot more aggressively. All right, cool. So that's good enough. Let's get out of this old dirt game here, if we can. Back out. Yes. Okay. All right. Maybe we could try. Let's just try this Dune Awakening benchmark. Since that's supposed to be somewhat new, though it's probably not one of the more taxing. From what I've seen, it didn't like tax the system that much. The thermal paste, you have to repaste it. Yeah, it could be they might have been, you know, rushing, trying to fill orders and shit. Oh, the phase, is that the phase change stuff? PTM? Yeah, I've got some of that. I have not tried it yet because I heard such good stuff about it. I ordered a couple different brands that were selling. Well, it's not that they're brands, but a couple different like vendors were claiming they were selling it. So I bought from a couple different places. If you're talking about that.
Peace I find is a future that never happened.
Freeze it? Okay. Hey, thanks. Yeah, I saw some reviews where people were complaining it kind of fell apart in their hands. I almost ordered the from Thermal Grizzly directly. Almost did that. I might go ahead and do that. And then I can save these other ones like for cheaper things that I can use those on. It won't matter as much. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna try to run this. What did I use? 1440p. Let me see. Can I get this to run? It won't even let me force it to run at 1440p. That is weird. Windowed? Can you make it do it then? What if I do that? Oh god. It's like all over the place right now. Hold on. Let's see here. Dude, go back. Can I go back? Please? Oh, see, that screws it up. I can't do that. Alright, what about go back to 1080? Everything's broken. Let me alt tab my way through this. I think I might have screwed everything up messing with weird resolutions for this monitor. What the hell was I looking for? Streamlabs. There we go. Dude, I might get rid of this Streamlabs chat application. I think it uses too much resources. Yeah, I hate motion blur. Gotta turn that shit off. Everything else should be what? Ultra? Why is it auto? No, just fucking make it ultra, man. Fuck it. So 1080, just whatever ultra does. And I guess they threw DLSS at it. Okay. Yeah, when I do that, I'm not gonna want it to be something that I have to like open up in another year. So yeah, I think I'll definitely lean towards the phase change stuff. Alright, let me do audio. I'll probably turn that all the way down. Oh, buddy! Hey, buddy! What's going on? No! What happened? The drawer got him. Hey! Come here! Come here! Hi! You just woke up? Yeah? What you gonna do now? Oh, you're gonna go get a snack? Alright, give me bumpers. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I don't need those. You're gonna put those on? Whoa, those fit you like a glove. Perfect. That's awesome. Good job. Hey, yo, what's up? Sorry, you noob. Welcome back. Thanks. Thanks for coming back. Any problems with the card? No, not really. What did I run into? I was at one point, I think I was debating whether or not I would like to download one of the softwares to do fan curves and stuff on it. But it's been performing the same as yesterday, so that is good. And most of the game tests that I've done so far, no major problems. The only problems I've really had is my my monitors are not the I don't know, they're not the highest quality monitors. So I've had some weird, like like one of my monitors, the main one I'm using for the games and stuff, it advertises some weird resolutions sometimes. And other times, even if I select like the normal ones like 1080 or 4K, like the game will like be kind of all over the place and it pushes the windows everywhere. And then because of that, I've had some like extra like stress happen to the CPU, I think, because we even dropped frames at one point. Yeah, that's my little junior. He comes down to say hello before he heads on his way to get a snack. What? Oh, you're back. What's going on? There you go. What are you doing? Oh, okay. Say hi to everybody. Hi. Hi. Oh, that is so nice. Oh, you're being so nice to the stream. Whoa, that's a good job. Ow! That was my toe. How'd you do that? How'd you aim directly at my toe? Here. Thank you. Bye. Did I try a different monitor? I mean, kind of. I have like right now I have 4 monitors on the stream machine here, and 2 of them are 1080p monitors. Well, actually, one of the 1080p monitors can run at 4K or 1080, depending on like the hertz that you pick. But then these other 2 are just, you know, some other random. I don't even know what their resolution is. They're just for chat windows and stuff like that. And so I've tried it on both of the ones that can do 1080, and then my main one, like I said, it is able to do a 4K signal as well. But in both cases, and then even when I do it on windowed, some of those resolutions act kind of wonky. I don't know why they push all my shit around. Like, it's in windowed mode and it still kind of takes over, so kind of weird. Drop frames like crazy. Yeah, I know. So again, that's why for me, like my 3D Mark scores and my average frame rate so far have been like, to me, that's impressive. So I know for sure when I just game on it and not trying to stream at the same time with this particular build, which is why I usually split up my streaming and my gaming. You know, like I'll keep this one as a stream, and then I'll have another system I'll be throwing a game signal to a capture card. So I know that if it runs okay like this, I know I'll be fine when I isolate it. Alright. And forgive me that I have trouble doing more than one thing at the same time. I forgot to hit benchmark. Here we go. I just had it like sitting there. Well, let's see what this this weird Dune game, how it handles. Yeah, and back to the point about it being driver issues. Yeah, that's possible. There's something, though it may not be like something that is they're like specifically wrong with the driver. It just may be because this specific monitor, it's one of those monitors that it's not technically advertised as 4K, but it's able to run 4K, if that makes any sense. So it may just be one of those things where this Asus monitor is it's not reporting its capabilities correctly, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, you're trying to sell me on it, huh? Yeah, I hear you, Joker. Yeah, man. Yeah, actually, I was using the so I had the 5070 with a 5950X for the stream build. And then things got shuffled around because I went a little crazy with the old credit card, and I ended up getting a 9950X 3D, and I got the 5080 from Zotac, which thankfully that one I got it at MSRP. I got it at the 999 price, $99.99 or whatever the heck, the advertised. It was $1,000. So I was really happy to get the opportunity to purchase that specific card because of the MSRP pricing I was getting on it. Even though it's, it's technically not the more overclocked ones and all that kind of stuff. And because I did that, I was like, well, yeah, I'm definitely going to use the 5080 to game with. And the 9950X 3D I'm going to game with. Which meant I had a 7950X 3D kind of like left over. And I thought, well, it's probably not technically better for a streaming build. It's probably technically not better than the 5950X that I had. But, I have a Carbon Wi-Fi motherboard. I'll just put that in there, and I made a streaming kind of build out of that. And that's what this is right here, is that kind of Frankenstein mix and match leftover stuff. Yeah, I'm seriously considering doing that very soon. I was going to try to wait, before I always consider repasting these GPUs. But I think of it like something that I'll do, I'll do that when it's, got a little bit of it's had a hard life, if you know what I mean. Then I'll repaste them and it'll be freshened up. But yeah, I might have to do that, even though it's technically brand spanking new. You don't need a good processor, even for a streaming PC. Yeah, that's true. But the reason I mean, now it's kind of older, but the reason I threw a 5950X as my streaming build for a very long time, a while back, is because I wanted to play around with doing CPU encode every now and then, and just for comparison's sake, compare it to the GPU encoding and things like that. And so that's why I dabbled with it. You still were doing it? I wouldn't run it. Torching it. Maybe. I don't know. I'll probably have to contact Zotac and look into that. But I still haven't. Right? Maybe I could get more out of it than what I paid. I haven't even tried. So with Zotac, their specific software is what the heck's it called? Firestorm. So I was thinking about downloading that to see if I can set some fan curves. because it may be something as simple, I'm hoping at least, it's something as simple as all I gotta do is, you know, turn on the fans to run at a better fan curve, because this thing, these fans don't like to kick in at all. You know, it's one of those that and the 5070 Ti as well, but the 5080 obviously is using more juice than the 70 Ti is. But it's one of those like silent running GPUs where like maybe they've got it set for it literally has to be melting before they kick in or something. I don't know. So I'm gonna probably download something like that. I don't know if I'll use Firestorm or if I'll experiment with like Afterburner to see if it can. I don't know which ones I can use besides the Zotac one, but I don't mind fan noise too much, so I'll probably turn those on pretty good. $100 more and go with the 9700X. Yeah, that would be a good CPU as well. And then the 14600K also has the Intel iGPU, right? It has the integrated graphics. I don't know if this 9700 does. Maybe it does too. But I always saw those as kind of like a nice little, you know, icing on the cake thing, because every now and then, it's rare, but every now and then I need that. You know, there's something wrong. I don't know what's up with my GPU or whatever, and I just plug in the old motherboard HDMI cable, and I can at least get in the BIOS and see what's up. Before you do anything. Did I note that before? Let me check it out right now. Let's see. Where's hardware info? Let's try that out. What is this? Full mode? I guess. We'll go with full mode, whatever the heck. Oh, come on now. I don't want to update right now, dude. Sensors. Where's my sensors? Alright, where's the GPU? GPU. Got 1,000 things on here. There's 5080. So GPU temperatures just idling is 40. And I guess I'll just leave this running. Let me see if it has any memory temperature readings. Hold on. Wait a minute. I moved that too far. Alright, so GPU 40. Memory junction is like 50. I don't see any. That's it? That's the only temperatures they're showing me right now? What the fuck? My driver's fucked? What's going on here? Alright, so there's that. Alright, so let me leave that running. I'm gonna see if I can I capture this? Where's my my OBS shit? Let me full screen. I'm sorry guys, I am so slow sometimes. Alright, let me switch. Let me take a picture of this. I'll enter all this info in at some other time. So the info you just saw right there, it's confusing to me, so that's why I'm thinking out loud and talking out loud. That is the stream PC running the 5070 Ti. So now I'm gonna switch the capture if I can. over to the actual my gaming rig. Confirm. Why is this trying to sell me? Oh, it was trying to give it to me free. Never mind. Confirm. Nice, no problem. Okay, now. Okay. And then... Oh my god, I'm so slow. Alright, so this is the gaming rig. So now let's turn back on... Oh my gosh, why did I move everything? There we go. So that's the... So hold on. That's the... Okay, hold on. We're gonna move this. Don't get dizzy. Let me open this up. So... EVGA case. It's hard to see, like that camera does not pick up lighting very well, but whatever. That's the Zotac eagle looking bird, whatever. Alright, so now let us test. Alright, let me move this around here. Where can we put this? We put this here maybe? See if I can make it a little bit more legible. Alright. Now I need a game capture. Alright, let me get Steam going. Where the frig is Steam? Did I lose Steam? No, you just have 1,000 too many things. Let's try Cyberpunk on this one as well. Bench Cyberpunk. Boom, boom. Stream? Wait, it's not installed? Get the flip out of here. What do you mean? Alright, whatever. How about... We'll just do 3D Mark. That would probably be the fastest thing to do here. Minimize that. Close that. Quit. Exit. Quit. Exit. So I'll leave the game things going. Where's my desktop capture? Is this it? Oh, that's just old Bloodborne footage. Why is it not capturing? 4. Oh, that's weird. I'm like capturing the capture. That was very strange. Alright, here we go. So this is the display. Which, oh, that's so weird. Guys, I'm sorry. Okay. Alright, where's 3D Mark at? Launch. Yes. Oh man, that's trippy. That's pretty trippy. It's really hot in your house. The thermal paste. Yeah, I've seen that a lot. You're right about the thermal paste being crappy a lot from factory. It's like hit or miss. Like it just depends on the day. Because it feels like some days maybe they, you know, were trying to hit like a high quota and they just fucking burn through it too fast. And, you know, so that day's GPUs were, you know, not the best application. And that's just if, you know, that's even if they used good thermal paste, because a lot of times in general they don't use the best pastes on the stuff that they make. So let's throw a, I'll just do like a Time Spy Extreme run. And then we'll see what the max temps look like. I did have the on-screen display, but maybe an update turned it off, so I might have to reapply it. Yeah, 72 is about normal for us here. So we'll just have to deal with the capture of the hardware info for now, which I can't see because that window is far away. Fuck, I still can't see it because of my fucking resolution. I could probably see it better on the let's see, what are we hitting right now? Well, no, I did some extra things to this, Joker. Since the last time I tested it, I've added some backplate accessories. I don't remember what my hottest temps were back then, though. But the temperatures are way better now than they were before I added the accessories, which you'll find this funny. I know you will. That is not the temperatures I was getting the last time I tested it. And we are hitting almost 600 watts from the wall. 596, 17. We hit 617 watts for a moment. And my capture is not able to catch it at the moment. Something's wrong with my capture card probably. That is not how it's running. Here, let me see if I can show how it's running with this crappy camera. Well, you can't see it with this transparency. I've got to fix this transparency though. This is like aggravating. I think that's what it's called. Let me see. What would that be? Maybe it's a blending mode? Ah, that's what it is. It was blending. I had on blending. There we go. Okay, now. There's... It's hard to see. Where's my... How do I fucking blow this part up? Yeah, anyway. Gotta fix the capture. Alright, so now let's go back over here so I could try to show... Is this working? There we go. I can show the accessories. So there's the accessories. This is how I managed to get a scalding 5080 that was, it wanted to melt to run under 70. And these things are absorbing heat so well, these things will burn you. Like, these will burn you. When it's like, when it's running, this shit gets super hot. These are just, if you haven't guessed already, those are SSD M.2 heat sinks. And I have them with thermal pads affixed to the back plate. And that cooled my system. And our Time Spy Extreme Score 14,932. Again, not the highest scores, obviously. Where the hell's Time Spy? What is this? Extreme? Okay. But higher than they were when we were melting the machine. I don't see anything. Is my stream like broken? Oh, you're talking about the test results? Yeah, I was just trying to show the back plate. This is the test results. Right there. Alright, and then 3D Mark says that the average temperature was 64. And then if I scroll through, 64-ish, 68-ish, 64 to 68 maybe. And then before, we were hitting 70s. But again, the heat that I'm talking about is not the core. I think the core on this GPU runs really cool. But the I think the VRMs and or the memory is what gets really hot on this particular GPU for me. And for some reason, I only get like a junction memory temperature. Where the hell is hardware info even at? Did I lose hardware info? The fuck? Is that it? Where is it? Oh, infinity window, sorry. Oh, it's on the tiny screen. My bad. I'll actually blow it up even more. I know I got a little bit of a bigger screen for it, but I can choose a bigger output. Hold on, let me see. So the maximum GPU was 70, and our memory junction, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean, maximum was 70. That's the part I think was getting too hot before, because I'm telling you, those things get super fucking melty. Alright, let me see. No. That's not a very good screen. Where's my fucking screen? I had a screen for this. Oh, there you go. There you go. So now you can see the jank in all of its glory. Even my 12 volt high power cable got the treatment. And I got a fan on it too. Oh gosh, I find it amusing. Most people don't, but I think it's pretty funny. And wait, we must acknowledge RIP EVGA. So gotta get that in the shot here. If Zotac knew what I was gonna do to their backplate, they probably wouldn't have let me win that raffle to buy this particular 5080 at MSRP. And I was kind of prepared to do the same thing to any other card that had some overheating on the backplate. But I was just tired of it overheating. And then now I'm going even further, because like I said, I'm going to like put some fan curves on it. I think Firestorm lets me do that. I hope it does. It'd be kind of bogus if it doesn't. They put less sensors in the 50 series. Oh, is that why? Yeah, because I have a 3080 Ti for the Win 3 Ultra, an EVGA, and it has every sensor. Like, I think it even tells, you know, me if it's going to rain or something. Like, it feels like they put every sensor they can manage to fit in that joker. Like, hardware info just goes like on forever. Just with that card. Looks Gucci, yeah. Yeah. Hey, custom, you know? Hey, man, you know, for the right price, I could do that for anybody, you know? Custom backplate cooling by Jones. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Oh, that is fucking funny. Alright, where were we? I gotta maybe mark these into the... nah, I can put those later. I don't really feel like messing with this spreadsheet too much now. So I think that's it for the 5070 Ti. I don't know what else I would want to like do to it besides, like I said, fan curve stuff. So I'm gonna put the glass and stuff back on it. So let me show that thing off, since that is the stream title. There. I mean, even this, you can see I got the little Arctic, what is that, an 80? Let me see what size fan this is. This is their, because I can't eyeball it. I think that's probably their 80 millimeter. Arctic fan right there. Got the Derbauer edition plate there. Got the AC condenser cooling wrap. Protect the lines for the Liquid Freezer 3. The paranoia is real, my guy. All right. Oh, wasn't sure what it was. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, those the ones I used. Let's see. Let's make sure we're not bending any cables. Okay. Two of those are Thermalright coolers. Two tall ones. So those are two Thermalright M.2 coolers, and just the M.2 thermal pads, the blue. That's a Sabrent Rocket M.2 cooler, and then the M.2 back there. This Liquid Freezer 3, unfortunately, the way it mounts, it blocks anything but the lowest profile heat sinks for the actual. That's my OS drive that I got a cooler on, but it has to be a small one. And then there's a Fiang Yang, or some obscure brand, and then another kind of cheaper brand. Those are the most common on Amazon. And then this Arctic sent me that one. That's a clamping style M.2 that Arctic will send you if you have a Liquid Freezer 3 and you tell them you have a motherboard that's affected by not being able to have the heatsink for your M.2. They'll send that to you. And those are a couple of RAM sinks on the Be Quiet 90 degree 12 volt high power cable. And then that's another whatever M.2, and then just some heat foil to protect the cable from the heat exhaust from those fins of the graphics card. So anyway. Alright, let me put this back down. Where was it? Forget how to line this up. Okay. Oh, you were trying to get the 5080? Oh, nice, dude. My bad. Yeah, the only reason I was able to get it was I lucked out with the Zotac Discord. They were doing those raffles for people that are part of the Discord and stuff. Yo, what the hell is that? Oh, thanks. Thanks for the follow, Colby8. Thank you. Thank you for that follow. Anyway, they were doing those raffles, and I entered a bunch of them. And I was almost to the point where I was like, dude, I'm never going to get a chance to buy one of these. And then they started raising prices like crazy, like just beyond above MSRP, right? And I was like, so then I started entering less of the raffles because I was like, dude, I'm not going to spend that much over MSRP for anything. You know what I mean? Like, screw that. And then this card finally came up one day and it was at MSRP, and I was like, whoa, okay, I'll enter that one. and then boom, I got it. So was the Prime? Oh, okay. Your OCD is still recovering? Yeah. Yeah, I would feel funky about that too. If I like made the effort with the, you know, something like that, like going all tough, like, you know. I almost actually, speaking of tough, I almost got that dual chamber tough case. The Asus Tough, I forgot what the name of, dude, I want that case. I don't know why, but I like that case a lot. I almost grabbed it the other day. But then I was like, no, what am I going to do with this? You know, I already have this. Like, no more. Stop. Oh, and it's food time. I'm winning the raffle. Yeah. Yeah, that Discord was funny as hell, man. Like, one of the most popular memes that was funny as fuck that would come up every time the winners were announced for those raffles. Is that meme where it's like that poor kid who was angry at his dad, and so he didn't smile for his family photos, and it's like everybody just spamming that meme. You know, oh good, I'm happy for you. Great job. Congrats. Yeah, thanks so much for coming out, Born Joker. It was really fun chatting about all this stuff, and yeah, I hope to see you again. Um, I usually will try to stream about the same time, though it's not unusual for me to have like weird times all over the place. But it's usually about the same time. Alright, what are we gonna do on the outro? I think I'll clean up my overlays. I'll clean those up later. So let me just switch out to this screen. There, I don't know why I'm showing off keyboards. I guess I just threw them up there for no reason. They're probably in my way. Anyway, yep. We will be getting out of here. Alright, so thanks to everyone who came out. Thanks to, we had a couple follows and some subs. Appreciate that. Hey, thanks so much, Born Joker. Appreciate that. Thanks for turning on the notifications. So that should help out. It's usually the same time, but if I go live at a weird time, that should help out a little bit. So we'll see you on the next one. I think the next thing I'll be doing is probably a little bit of gaming. Not sure what else to do as far as testing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I might be testing stuff in the bench over there. I have this thing. Let me show this. Let me just show this, because I'm crazy. So the test bench over here, the EVGA X570 Dark, I might be testing that, or using that to test some GPUs, like the PNY 570 or 5070. Might be testing SOI 1080 Ti's over here. Couple of goated GPUs. Hell, I might even like pull out some an old fucking 680, a 1050 Ti, a 7870. Fucking, I got the OG original Titan somewhere. I don't know, man. And then we might even build, you know, some, I don't know, some thing out of this 7700K Z270H freaking build. I don't fucking know. Just weird, odd stuff. And I'll bring out all of the jank. All the jank will be on full display. Full display jank. Oh yeah, shout out Karl Casey. Look him up. It's White Bat Audio on YouTube. His music is very chill. He has hardcore stuff too, like as far as like electronic kind of stuff. So, you know, he has a little bit of variety for different taste or, you know, like moods or something. But it's good stuff to use on stream. And as long as you give him credit, that's basically his music style is at least on the White Bat side of his music, it's royalty free, so. All right, folks, we'll call it there. You gotta stop. I know you're probably wanting to build shit too. Yeah, man, we have a problem. We have a problem. It's like PC Builders Anonymous or something up in here. You know. Hi, I'm Jones. I'm a PC builder. All right, later everybody. Have a great morning, afternoon, or night. Ciao.